So
it came up over the bus, I guess,
yeah,
right? Yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Very nice day.
Oh, I can take these off. I don't have to look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually used to study the Bible
Oh yeah.
with Jehovah's Witnesses.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a very positive experience.
Oh good. Nice.
Ultimately, I think studying with Jehovah's Witnesses let me learn things that I don't think anybody's going to learn anywhere else, right? Yeah. What about you guys? When did you get the truth?
30 years ago.
Well, you look only about 30 years old, so how on earth does that work?
55.
Okay.
Yeah, 30
So you're
years
about
ago.
30. Okay.
Yeah, I was 24.
24, okay.
Yeah.
What got you interested in it?
It's because it was from the Bible, you know. It's not
Okay.
anybody's thought, because we can meet lots of people, but they all have different way of thinking.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But the thing that would impress me really, it's always I have a question and the answer with the Bible, with God's word.
Right.
It was God's point of view, not James, Peter, or anyone else.
Right.
That's impressed me.
What
because
kind
I
of-
had the right.
What kind of questions were you finding answers to?
What the purpose of life, you know, we
Okay.
live, I said, oh, okay, but I didn't like the condition. Imagine 30 years ago, imagine
Right,
now.
so that would
it's
be,
kind of crazy.
1987, 86, 87? Yeah, right.
So, and I never regret it because I have a hope.
Yeah,
You
right.
look around, what hope people have. They
Yeah,
live and
that's true.
die.
That's true.
So,
They live and die and that's it.
yeah. So that's what
Okay.
when we learn the Bible, we can, we see we have a hope, and God's promise for the future is so wonderful.
Yeah,
So
that's great.
we can find that.
So you mentioned that you studied, but
Yeah.
you didn't.
I didn't
connect
continue.
with you,
Yeah.
or-
What about you? When did you get the truth?
Well, when I was about 10, I guess.
Okay. Your parents had been witnesses.
No, my dad was not, and my mom was very Catholic.
Okay. But then,
So I guess she found answers that.
and then when you were 10, it
Yeah.
was about
Yeah.
sharing them
Yeah.
with their daughter.
Yeah.
What about brothers and sisters? Have you got other
Yeah, I
siblings
had,
who were witnesses?
Yeah, one sister. She was about 16, so her friend was actually family was studying at the same time, and my mom would say,
Perfect.
okay, you can go to the Kingdom Hall, but you have to go to church first, because she was still very strong.
I want
she was
you to be as
studying.
informed as possible.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And then,
Yeah.
And then one of my brothers became a witness a few years later, and he and his wife, and then my other brother did.
Interesting. So 2 out of the 3 kids are witnesses?
Three out of 4.
3 out of the 4.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's if that was worldwide, that'd be, what is that? That'd be like 6 billion out of the 8 billion. Those would be some impressive numbers. Yeah.
But everybody has to make their own choice, right?
Yeah,
You
right.
know, like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Is that what you found? Like you?
Yeah, I made the choice to be as honest as possible in my research, and I kept discovering that what the Bible used to really teach was no longer what the Bible was really teaching according to Watchtower beliefs. And I said, what's going on here? I mean, is something true because more and more people believe it and spread it and translate it, or is something true because it proves to be as true tomorrow as it did today? And I was thinking, that's not really something people can say about what Jehovah's Witnesses believe. I mean, if you took one of Jehovah's Witnesses from 2017 and put them in a room with a Bible student from 1917, that would be an interesting conversation.
Well, it would be. Yeah.
How many times would that? We're just talking about if you took one of Jehovah's Witnesses from 2017 and put them in a room with a Bible student from 1917, what that conversation would look like, right? Like how many times would that brother or sister from 2017 have to tell the Bible student, actually, no, we don't believe that anymore.
Well, something. Yeah.
We don't. That's not what that means anymore. Actually, we shun those people now. Actually, we disfellowship those people now. It'd be an interesting conversation.
Things are always changing, aren't they? Everything.
Well, I thought God is the same forever.
Maybe your light is getting brighter and brighter.
My light
Or
is getting.
the
What do
light
you mean?
is getting brighter. We understand things better. Just like even with the apostles, they didn't understand things fully at
Okay.
one time. And then
Well, they didn't understand things, but they didn't teach them as requirements for life, where if you didn't meet them, you'd be punished for not meeting them. That's a bit of a different story
Yeah.
with your leaders.
Well, you sound like you've talked to witnesses before, obviously, and
Uh-huh.
I think you're trying to just get us going, or yeah. Oh,
What do you mean, get you going?
well, anyways.
I'm presenting some reasonings, some Bible-based reasonings to you that you're not really going to hear in a Kingdom Hall or in the pages of your Watchtower. Why can't I
Okay,
have?
You can call in my house and talk to me.
What does that have to do with anything?
Well, we're standing here. You've got us here. I can see what you're doing, and you know what?
What?
I'm going on a break.
Interesting.
Yeah,
you enjoy
Yeah,
your coffee
you
break.
bet.
Yeah, I'll keep talking with these sisters here then. Yeah. Or is there an elder nearby you prefer I spoke to? Is it okay if I keep talking to you guys?
I'm on my break.
You're on your break? Okay. All right. Yeah. So I was just who's taking over here?
Those two take over.
They're going to take over? Yeah. When did you guys get the truth?
Are you a brother?
I am a Bible student. I'm a sincere Bible student. I'm always learning, interested in learning more about what the Bible teaches.
Yeah.
And you guys are.
Have you studied with Jehovah's?
Yes, I have. Yeah. Yeah, it was a very positive experience. Not for the last little while, but I always like finding out when other Jehovah's Witnesses started studying the Bible. Like I was talking to those two sisters. She got it a couple of years ago, and that other sister got it when she was 10 years
Why do
old.
you want to know? Does it make any difference?
And I'm curious because I was pretty young too. I was about 18. And at 18,
I was 14 when I started it.
okay, how old were you when you were 12? Okay, you were 14, you were 12, I was 18.
But it
So-
took me like really a while.
Uh huh.
It took me like 6 years.
Okay.
Being a teen.
Was it from your parents or grandparents or?
Somebody knocking on the door?
And you were 14,
Yeah.
and your parents didn't believe, but you started
No,
to.
my dad, who was a Catholic, requested a missionary who, knocked on the door. Can you study with these guys? Because they're such a pain.
A sister, missionary sister.
A missionary, yeah.
So please come study with my daughter
Yeah.
because
Yeah,
I want her
yeah.
to have a Bible education, and I
No,
may as
it's
well
like
ask.
because they're really naughty, like kids.
Oh yeah.
And if they do a Bible study,
Put a little godly fear in them. I'm tired of their
something like
attitude.
that. So yeah.
So your parents weren't witnesses, but they enlisted a witness to get your act straight at 14.
Yeah.
And you were 12. Who started studying with you? Was it your parents?
Well, kind of similar, but not exactly.
You weren't quite as bad. Not at 12. We're bad at 14. We're not quite as bad at 12.
My parents wanted my older sister to study when the missionaries.
Oh, your
So it's
parents.
similar, but it's not.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. But
What?
No.
Your parents enlisted witnesses as well. They weren't witnesses themselves the way your parents did.
But you see.
That's such a crazy coincidence. You guys
Yeah.
see that, right? Like,
Not me. Like
That's-
I said, it was my
But did you
older
have
sister.
other sisters?
your older
I
sister.
was only
Okay.
4 or 5 at the time.
I had
Oh,
other
I
So
see.
my older sister started.
It's funny because.
But then at 12, you
Yeah.
said you were 12, meaning
When I mean, when I was
when you got
4 or 5.
baptized?
No.
Oh, when you started taking it really seriously, you had the maturity, the reasoning ability. Yeah. How much sense can you make of the Bible at 4,
4 to 5.
or even 8?
Yeah.
I mean, even 8 years old, how much can you possibly appreciate, right? It's got to happen at least around, I guess 12 is good. Yeah. I mean, some religions are baptizing members at 8 years old.
How long did you study?
That's a little early, isn't it?
How long
Yeah,
did you
8's a little
study
early.
with,
I studied for about 11 years. Yeah. But I had to stop because
You kept studying?
I kept studying. Yeah, I was studying. I was associating.
Yeah. It's
But I'm kind of a tough nut to crack.
You were
I like
going
to-
to the meetings,
I was going to the meetings as well.
but you never became even a
I got
publisher.
baptized as one of Jehovah's
Oh, you
Witnesses as
did?
well. Yeah.
You did.
But I'm
How old
still
were you?
studying the Bible.
How old were
I
you?
was 24 when I
Everybody-
got baptized. I was 18
Yeah.
when I first started studying, but sort of, making sure and all that.
And then did you leave? Did you disassociate yourself from the witness?
Well, that's a good question. There's a bit of a story to it, and
Did you-
I'll answer your question.
Yeah.
I kept discovering that what, according to Jehovah's Witnesses the Bible really teaches wasn't what Jehovah's Witnesses 20, 50, 100 years before were saying the Bible really teaches. And I was saying, okay, wait a minute. Is something true because more and more people believe it and spread it and translate it and want to believe in it? Or is something true because it proves to be as true tomorrow as it did today and the day before? And I decided, you know what? Something, if it's true, it'll be true tomorrow.
So did you
Don't you think that's fair?
Did you say you disassociated yourself when you were 24?
And are you listening?
No. I just.
Are you listening? I just said, how do you know something's true?
You did say that before, but it wasn't registering. I kept thinking.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted
I
to.
mean, why are you convinced? Why are you convinced
No.
that you have the truth?
So can you tell me again? I know you said it before.
Uh-huh.
Did you disassociate yourself when you were 12 and when you were 24?
No, I disassociated a few years ago.
Okay. And you didn't want to be a Jehovah's Witness anymore?
Definitely not.
That's why you disassociated.
Yeah, but I like people and I like learning.
Case, I don't think we want to talk anymore.
What?
Because there's no
because
point.
we're so sure of our
There's no
faith,
point,
and you're
like,
so sure
talking
that
to
we're not
you,
right, so there's
right?
no point in talking anymore.
Yeah.
You're not going to convince us, whatever you're telling me, and we're not
I'm
gonna
certainly not
you.
going to convince you
we're not
if
gonna
you
convince
refuse
you.
to talk to me.
If we're not going to convince you either. And the
That's
work that we're
amazing.
doing-
I mean, you
Well,
make
that's
your
the
point.
thing.
The work we're
I'm
doing
giving you,
here
yeah.
is to help
You can
people to
ask me
understand.
anything you
No.
want.
What
do you mean, no?
The work.
What do you mean?
I wanna
What do you
explain-
mean? No.
I want to explain to you why.
What do you
we're
mean?
here.
No. I've noticed that about Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. If you can't control the conversation, and if the conversation doesn't flatter you, you don't have it. See? You just don't have it.
Whatever
Or you just endure it. See, like you're enduring me
That's
now.
okay. We don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk.
We
You
actually
could-
don't
you
want
could
to
have-
argue.
Okay.
Because we're here to
We're here to
man the
teach.
part.
Okay.
Teach others.
You
Yeah,
don't want
that's
to
it.
you don't want to
And
get
you
into
don't-
pointless debates.
That's exactly.
You have the truth. You don't want to get into pointless debates.
Exactly.
Well, the thing about the truth, that's what I'm asking
appreciate
you.
you stopping by
Yeah.
talking to
Why
us.
are you so sure you have the truth?
Because we study. I started studying when I was 12.
You have the truth because you started studying when you were 12.
No.
Yeah. I used to study the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses. Yeah. Yeah, it was a really positive experience, ultimately. I think I learned things studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses that I wouldn't have learned with anyone else. Right? When did you guys get the truth, by the way? I was about 18 when I started studying. When did y'all get the truth?
I got it 2 years ago.
No way! I'm asking how old you are now. Are you in your 20s? Not in your 20s.
Almost 30.
Almost 30. What about you?
I was my family was in Jews,
Oh, yeah.
but I decided to get baptized when I was I think 14.
What about your parents? When did they get it?
Oh, in their 30s.
In their 30s, yeah.
30s, yeah.
Have you got siblings as well that are
Yeah,
witnesses?
I do, yeah.
Okay. So you and your brother or your sister were raised witnesses? Is that
For me,
fair to say?
yes, for me,
In that
yes,
case, yeah.
yeah.
And you were 20-something when you started studying? What was it that got you interested in studying the Bible with Jehovah's Witnesses?
The teachings,
That's it? Anything in particular?
I started with teachings.
What teaching in particular? Do you remember the first magazine you got? Where you were like, you know what, let me investigate further. I like what I'm seeing here.
It's Stuart, right?
That's right.
Hey, yeah.
That's right.
I recognize your face.
Yeah. I used to go into the Kingdom Halls around here.
Yes. How are things with you?
Things are very well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, like I was saying, I used to study.
Yeah.
I took it pretty seriously for a long time. But I had to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I had to stop taking it so seriously because I kept discovering that what was being shown to me as what the Bible really teaches wasn't what the Bible used to really teach, according to Watchtower beliefs, 8, 9, 10, 11 times. And then I said, okay, is something true because more and more people believe it and spread it and translate it, or is something true because it proves to be as true tomorrow as it did today and the day before? What do you think?
Wait, so you're so I guess you're saying, like, just to get a clear understanding that now you don't agree with the teachings
Well, no,
of what Jehovah's Witnesses do.
I'm asking you if
Yeah.
you're, like, how can you be sure that what you believe is true? How does a person confirm for themselves that what they believe is true so that they can then go out and share it if it's changed their life?
I think it's the same thing that you were saying. Like, if I read the Bible, and, like, let's just say I wasn't associated with anybody, if I read the Bible and I was like, this is what it says, and I'm like, actually, this is what I see. This is what, if it talks about Jehovah, creation, it talks about what, what's happening in the time that we're living, and all this is like, it's all happening, right? So it's like,
Okay.
I'm like, faith, it's like, that strengthens my faith. I'm like, my goodness, I'm glad I know this stuff, because it's a scary world that we live in, for sure.
Scary world that we live in.
Yeah.
And the only way to sort of have it not be quite so scary is to be one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I mean, what's the advantage of being one of Jehovah's Witnesses as opposed to a sincere Bible student?
I actually don't I don't think that's a differentiation.
Really?
I think it's, yeah.
Have you not met people who come up to you and talk to you and know their Bibles a little bit better than you, who aren't Jehovah's Witnesses? Have you not found that?
Well, I think people can have their opinions, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Where, like, you were trying to remember a king or a prophet or something, a verse in a chapter, and they're like, I think you're thinking of this chapter or verse, and you not seen that? I used to see that all the time.
Oh,
People would
really?
come up to me, and I'd be like, where was Jesus talking about this or that? And they'd help me find it, and then we'd continue our discussion.
That's good.
See, so what I'm saying is, like, a sincere study of the Bible
Yes.
and being one of Jehovah's Witnesses, what's the difference?
Well, it's interesting because and I know this is referencing Jehovah's Witness website, right?
Okay.
But, when it talks about study of the Bible, it even says that there's a question on the website that says, if you study the Bible with one of the Jehovah's Witnesses, do you need to become one? And the answer is no. Because
Right.
it's really just like, we just want to talk about the Bible.
You just want to talk about the Bible.
That's all it is,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's like everyone has their own decision to choose.
Right.
So if I tomorrow decide not to be, it's just my decision. If I decide to, right? I mean, but I'm not saying I will or I won't. But right now, I'm like, I like what I'm learning.
You like what you're learning. You like what you're seeing. You like what you're experiencing with the meetings and the Kingdom Halls. And I'll never forget the first time I went to a Kingdom Hall after I had been studying for a while.
Yeah.
The reaction of the brothers and sisters in that Kingdom Hall. I had been talked up a little bit by the couple that had been studying with me. Oh, there's a good, nice young man, and we're picking him up, and we're taking him to study with us, and then we're dropping him off at school. So I had been talked up a little bit. And then the first meeting I went to, it was like, are you Stuart? Have you been studying with brother and sister so-and-so? It's so nice to meet you. And that experience blew my hair back. Right? That couple were picking me up, bringing me to their home, and then bringing me to school. And I had seen, that personal interest, and then the personal interest that like 30, 40, 50 people were showing me when they had never met me before. That is powerful stuff right there. I don't, and that definitely, you don't think that plays into it when you're, like, do you remember your first meeting?
Yes.
Was it similar? Like, you thought, wow, these people are really excited to be talking to me and wanting to know what's going on with me?
But it's funny to me. It's even yesterday we had a meeting.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It just keeps growing and growing and growing and growing.
But
You don't think that there was a difference between the first couple of times you were coming and now?
Keeps getting bright and growing and
That's
growing
good.
and growing.
A lot of witnesses wouldn't say that, that's for sure. Yeah. But so anyway, so I have that first meeting, and then, the die is cast, right? I'm learning things. I was 18, by the way, still pretty impressionable. So then I start studying, and one thing I noticed, a couple of years later, when I was a minister of the good news, like you guys, reading the Kingdom Ministry and getting ready, I remember the Kingdom Ministries would talk about the offer for the month, the offer for next month. Have you prepared your presentation for the offer for July? Have you prepared your presentation for the offer for August? And the offer for September is going to be such and such. And then I found, like, okay, so I'm getting ready to make an offer for the month, But then if somebody takes enough of an interest, those are no longer offers for the month. They're now requirements for life. And they've invested 2 or 3 months in responding to the offers. Suddenly they've changed into requirements for life. Then it's about becoming an unbaptized publisher, a baptized publisher, maybe a ministerial servant, maybe an elder, maybe an auxiliary pioneer, maybe a regular pioneer, maybe I'll go to Gilead, maybe I'll go to Bethel, maybe I'll go to the Kingdom School for Evangelizers, and it sort of never ends. Like, I'm sure both of you guys are regular pioneers.
No, I mean, Hollywood.
Neither of you are regular pioneers?
I just started.
So you're a regular pioneer? Okay. And you're elders?
No, I am.
You're an elder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you've been in the truth a lot longer than this brother, so
True.
you've got more time. You're just getting started.
But
yeah.
I think I know. I mean, I'm trying to understand
Sure.
where you're coming from.
Yeah.
And I think, let's call it my perspective. 'Cause
Sure.
I'll just put myself. I'm not going to speak on behalf of other people, or whatever. But
Well, speak on behalf of what you believe and what your
yeah,
teachings
exactly. But I mean, for
Go
me,
for it.
it's like nothing of those things that you mentioned were ever things that I felt pressure to do, like pioneering.
Right.
I would not. I just this last year for me was like it's something I really wanted to do because
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah, of course.
I just wanted to. Yeah.
Well,
be out there.
your life
But
has been changed and your life couldn't be
well,
better,
but-
so
but-
you
but-
want
but I
you
have-
want her life to be
no,
just as
but
good.
but I have friends in the truth that aren't pioneering, that aren't serving themselves, and like they're doing
Okay.
fine. There's like it's not a thing like
Since
that.
you mentioned that,
Yeah.
it's interesting because the numbers of Jehovah's Witnesses have dropped in this country in the last service here. There are fewer Jehovah's Witnesses in Canada, fewer Jehovah's Witnesses in the UK and Australia and half the countries in Europe. Why are people leaving, in your experience?
May I ask you something?
Yeah.
What is one thing that was given to you when you came into this world? The first thing when your parents took you out of the hospital.
I don't know. Tell me.
And what would be the last thing?
You just asked me a question. I don't know the answer. Can you answer it before you ask me another one? The first thing
It's
that was
a
given to
name.
me?
Oh,
It's a name, right?
A name.
Yes.
Yeah.
When
Well,
you get out of the hospital,
I
right?
was asking you a question. You're not answering it. So tell me about why you think people are leaving. Are you addressing that?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. My name.
And then that name came with something people call free choice.
Uh huh.
You believe it?
Do I believe that my name came with free choice?
I think Ali's saying
I don't
do you
understand,
believe
man.
in free choice? I think that's what you mean. Do you
Exactly.
believe in free choice? Do you believe in free will?
The people who are leaving have the free choice to leave if that's what they want to do.
Oh, I think okay. I guess
8
that's what you
billion
mean.
people do have it.
Yeah.
And the few that are leaving have just chosen for whatever
They
reason.
chose.
Okay. Are the people who are leaving this organization not also staying strong under pressure? Being decent people, providing for their families,
They could
and
be. But I
pleasing
would-
God
but
and
we-
loving their neighbor? Could
Right. They could be.
be. Could be?
No, they could
Okay.
be. I mean,
so does that mean that
if I left
they'll be
tomorrow-
worthy of life?
That's an interesting.
Are people who leave this organization
No, that
still
is-
worthy of life? Are there not pressures they can
That is
meet?
an interesting question, but I feel
Okay.
but I feel like you're actually asking them because there is something that you feel strongly about. And
Uh-huh.
that is there something that the organization has done that has offended you in a way?
Interesting. You're not answering the question.
Well,
I'm asking you if people who leave the organization
but I might
can
not
also be
know,
worthy
but
of
I
life.
might not know the answer to that question. You're asking a question like
It's a simple yes or no question.
that's up to God, isn't it?
That's up to God.
Isn't
Yeah.
that up to God? That's
right.
not up to me.
Yeah, but
I
don't
can't-
your teachings say that if a person doesn't call on the name of Jehovah, they won't be spared?
Well, no, that's a scripture in the Bible on a certain context of
Okay.
a situation.
Uh huh.
But Jehovah is also a very loving God. It talks about, and
Okay.
that there will be, like, there's so many different facets in the truth about how
There's a lot of different facets.
about
Definitely.
God and about how He views
Yeah.
people, and He can read the hearts of people.
Speaking of
He can
God,
read
what
the
about
heart,
the mediators between God and all of humankind, the governing body members? What do you guys think of them coming out and doing the JW broadcasting episodes? Because like when I first started studying, you didn't know who they were. Maybe you'd hear a name once in a while, maybe you'd see some photos at Bethel or something, but now every month they're in this rotation of hosting those episodes. You think that's
I think they provide
drawing people and helping?
I wouldn't say draw.
Jehovah-
Like I think people already.
You wouldn't say it's helping draw people?
I wouldn't say that was originally when that thing came out. It was for the brothers and sisters
Okay.
It was a means for us.
Because everybody's watching them, right? Like
Well, that's a good thing then.
Yeah. So do you think
that's a good thing.
you're noticing that that's making a difference? It's drawing more people. Have you started a Bible study with somebody who said, "Oh, plus I watched one of those broadcasting episodes"?
No, I have
That's
not.
awesome.
I haven't
I
heard
read
that.
my
Okay.
Bible 3 times
Hey.
cover to cover.
Morning.
Yeah.
I've memorized a lot of it.
Well, you needed to read it with these guys.
Pardon me?
You need to read it with these guys.
Well, Stu, really appreciate. I appreciate that you came and said hi to us and everything.
Well, I
And, like,
appreciate that you continue to talk to me because most witnesses won't.
Oh.
Most witnesses don't. Yeah. So the governing body members doing those episodes is good or bad, effective, not so effective. It's been about 2-3 years now since they've been doing it. What do you think?
I like them.
Yeah.
I can only
Well,
tell you what
I know you like them, but I mean, are they helping?
That's my.
Are
that's
they
my
evidence
answer.
of Jehovah drawing more people before the end comes?
Well, I don't really.
And
have,
are the carts having success? You've been doing that for about 2 years too.
Yeah, they're doing good.
Yeah?
I think everything is good. Everything's positive so far.
Really? Okay.
In my perspective.
Of course it is.
In my perspective, everything.
Well, you're only learning about Watchtower through what Watchtower teaches about it, right?
Right, but if I didn't.
You know,
want-
there's a world
I know, but if I didn't
of
want
information
Stuart,
outside of
If
Watchtower.
I didn't want to, then I wouldn't do it. And there's a lot of people out there that don't want to, and they won't do it. And
Right.
That's okay.
Right.
It's okay.
Which is why the Bible says that when you become wise to your own advantage, not that of somebody else, not for him. When I become wise, I don't become wise for his advantage or your advantage. I become wise to my own advantage.
Then why are you directing people to a website and not just the Bible?
It's the same light that we share. Because when you really, really have eyes to
Really have eyes.
see, have eyes that
You
see.
really have eyes to see.
And that's why I ended up studying.
Oh man, he really has eyes to see. Yeah.
I know what Ali's trying to say. And
What's he
means
trying to
well.
say? Well, you're an elder. You know what he's trying to say. What's he
No,
trying to say?
he means well. When he sees.
Well, there's
expressing
meaning
himself,
well,
right?
and then there's knowing exactly what you're talking about. So
Right.
yeah.
Well, you know what, Stuart? I'm sorry. I'm like if we
Why?
can agree to disagree.
Uh-huh.
You know. So, but I mean.
About what?
No, just that you're kind of just a little bit. It seems like you're upset. But I don't know if you're not. You are or not.
Okay.
But you seem like you're upset about what we're doing.
Am I not allowed to be upset and still have a conversation with you?
Of course you can.
Okay,
Of course
yeah.
you can. But
So
I mean,
let me see.
But I mean, at some point in this conversation, it's like it's a little bit uncomfortable.
Oh.
Just a little bit.
Okay. Well, you're being given an opportunity right now to,
Well, but you have had. It seems like you've had like dealings with Jehovah's Witnesses. You've had conversations with many people. So, like, is there any resolve to where?
Well, I'm learning. I wanted to know when you got the truth. I wanted to know when you got the truth. I'm not going to know that.
Yeah, we did. And I think
because when I was in that congregation for about 11 years.
Which one was it?
It was all three. It was sort of each of them for different periods of time.
Okay.
I didn't see one person get baptized that wasn't related to one of Jehovah's Witnesses. I know that's just a coincidence, but three congregations. Here we go.
He wasn't.
Were you baptized out of what's your congregation?
Falls Creek.
Were you baptized through Falls Creek? Wow, you are so rare. That is so rare. Like you were raised. Your parents got it when they were young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it when I was 18. Still pretty impressionable. Yeah.
Right.
It's funny.
Yeah. But no, we've actually had. I'm trying to think if we had another.
And then she went, the Arabian lady, and then she went to the Arabic congregation.
Yeah, that's right.
And she got baptized in the Arabic congregation?
No,
or she's making events.
Falls Creek, but it was like she wasn't associated to any witnesses.
The baptism happened in Falls Creek?
Well, it was Falls Creek, right? Yeah, it was.
Awesome.
Yeah,
awesome.
so,
Yeah. That's so rare.
It is rare.
Yeah. How old was she when she started studying?
I don't know. I think she's in her 36, married and
Nice
everything.
one.
So.
Nice one. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. And just thinking about some of the controversies that are sort of developing in the news these days. Is that just misrepresentations? People coming forward to make those accusations. That's
which one specifically? I don't know.
Well, that your two-witness rule is making it possible for pedophiles to go unreported to the authorities.
Wow, that's a pretty big one.
Yeah. You haven't heard about that?
Well, I've heard of ones in the past, not something recent.
The $60+ million lawsuit being filed in Quebec. class action lawsuit. You know how many people have to come with complaints for a class action lawsuit to be filed? A lot of people. Lawyers won't take it on. And 60 plus million? Is that Satan just ramping up his attacks on Jehovah's Witnesses, lying about them?
I don't know. It could be. It really could be. It really could be.
You don't know.
Well,
about that lawsuit? And if that's Satan or if it's
specifically
true?
that lawsuit, I have not heard it my own. But I heard about, but I think a couple of years ago I heard about something else. Something specific.
Something else? What was that?
That there was another court case that they were dealing with, but it was I didn't really look into it.
Where did you hear about it?
A year ago or so. I don't really.
You don't really remember where you heard about that court case, where people were talking about Watchtower making it possible for pedophiles to not be reported to the. Maybe a brother or sister.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't about pedophiles. It was about some other maybe.
Well, you just said we were talking about pedophiles.
But it was about sexual abuse or something. So so in that range.
In that area, yeah. And it was just you didn't really pay any much more attention to it.
Not so much. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have paid attention to it.
Okay. Well, thanks for bringing it.
Does that make me unfaithful? Does that make me not love God as much as you and my neighbor to want to investigate claims people are making about Watchtower making it possible for pedophiles to go unpunished?
I would say that's your free choice of looking into it.
That's right.
Yeah,
just like it's your free choice not to look into it.
Well, but
which you've obviously chosen to do because you said you've never heard of it.
But I do respect yours.
So I've chosen to look into it,
and
now I'm informed, and you're standing here representing this organization admitting that you're not informed.
And
that's kind of messed up.
But I hope you respect that.
That you don't want to be informed about what your organization is doing? No, not that I don't want to be informed, that I haven't been informed, but I haven't been informed. Like, even if you decide to, then I just respect. Well, I know you're not going to listen to me. That's why I haven't mentioned it. But I'm letting you know that I've listened.
Right.
And the information is there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, man.
I appreciate that too.
No, thanks for letting us know.
Let me ask you one final question.
Okay.
And I promise to go away if you answer.
Okay.
If you don't answer, I'm going to hang around.
Wow.
Really?
Well, that's okay. Yeah. Well, I'll see. I can't.
Can you think of any organization, any political regime, any religious organization that has killed more Jehovah's Witnesses than Watchtower, through its policies, have gotten to kill themselves in the last 7 years with their policies on blood, shunning, and abuse reporting? You know the numbers are high.
So you're saying, is there another organization
that has killed more Jehovah's Witnesses than a Watchtower has gotten to kill themselves, thanks to their policies?
Okay, so the way you asked that question is saying
the way I asked that question.
Yeah, okay, the way you asked that question.
You don't like my language?
No, it's not that I don't like it. I'm trying to explain how it's received.
How it's received?
Yeah, how it's received is...
I'm sorry, I didn't ask you that question properly.
No, you asked it...
Yes or no? Can you think of an organization?
No, but because...
Yes or no?
Well, I don't agree that the witnesses have killed that many people.
Through their policies?
Through their policies.
The
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But I'll answer
again...
I don't against it. If you compare it to another religion, I will answer it in a...
I'm not... Why would I... Yeah. Well,
no, but you were comparing, right?
Yeah, but like, okay, so who? Like, let's go back even further. Let's say Nazis in Germany, Soviets in Russia.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Like, you take the number of witnesses that the Nazis killed.
Okay.
You take the number of witnesses that were killed for not renouncing their beliefs in Soviet Russia.
Okay.
And that was starting in like 1939 with World War II. So from 1939 to 2017, how many Jehovah's Witnesses died in a hospital bed? How many Jehovah's Witnesses killed themselves after being disfellowshipped and losing all contact with their families? How many Jehovah's Witnesses killed themselves after being abused by one of Jehovah's Witnesses and having that abuse treated as though it never happened because there wasn't a second witness or because their abuser didn't confess?
Wow, that's pretty deep.
That's a lot of people, presumably, right? I mean, and the only people to keep track of those numbers are Watchtower themselves. And of course they're not doing it. Of course Watchtower is not keeping track of the number of people their policies are killing or getting to kill themselves.
Thanks for informing. Thanks for informing us about.
So
that.
I just wanted to share something positive with you today.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
something
no, you know what?
something honest with you today.
And you've been really good on how you've been talking to us. I really appreciate
That's
that.
good. That's good.
Like you have been really, yeah.
Yeah, because I want to know where you guys are coming from.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, because I was coming from the same place.
Right.
I was so impressed with what I was learning and what I was seeing, but is something true because more and more people believe it, spread it, and translate it, or is something true because it proves to be as true tomorrow as it did today? And unfortunately, you guys can't say that about what you believe.
But I.
If you took one of Jehovah's Witnesses from 2017 and put them in a room with a Bible student from 1917, could you imagine that conversation? That witness would be like, no, we don't believe in that anymore. Actually, no, that's not true anymore. Actually, no, you're allowed to do that. Actually, you're not allowed to do that anymore. That Bible student from 1917 would be like, what?
Okay, well,
Yeah.
thanks.
Anyway, God doesn't need Watchtower, you guys. Watchtower needs people who don't want to get informed and want to virtue signal to people walking by that they're true Christians when they don't have a clue.
I appreciate, respect your opinion.
Yeah.
I do.
So for us, like I personally, and this is the last thing I'm going to say.
Good.
Just as a free choice is a possession of all people.
You really like that free choice thing. He's done this free choice
I
thing.
love
right?
that
Was
word.
that recently in the
It's
Watchtower?
the most powerful thing I have right now.
Nice one. Well, you're
Faith
making your advancement known, yeah.
It's not a
He's going to give you
possession
some
of all
counseling
people.
after about what you're telling me.
No.
And he's going to tell another elder, and maybe the two of you are going to want to sit you down. And if you need to be reminded of what you've said, you've been recorded. So you're going to see yourselves on YouTube.